The 2K Sports pregame show, sponsored by Sprite.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal on 2K Sports, and the NBA season is about to begin. And it is Wizard basketball tonight as the Washington Wizards go up against the Milwaukee Bucks. Well, for Milwaukee, it's always an exciting time of the year as fans and other players and coaches around the league all getting a first look at how they might be shaping up for the upcoming season. So, Shaq, you look at the league as a whole right now and all the young talent that's in here. If there were some way to put you in game shape so you could dress out today, who would you like to play with?
Well, Ernie, first of all, I'm not as old as you. Let's see, time capsule. I'd have to say I'd go Shaq to the future and play with LeBron. He's the best player in the game, and he plays so unselfish, and he loves to pass so much. I get to shoot it every time I want to. Shaq and the King in Cleveland.
Excuse me, Shaq, but you already did play with LeBron.
Yeah, but I was old like you then. You said a young Shaq.
Yeah, but I wanted you to tell me who you'd like to play with that you haven't had a chance to play with already.
Oh, I'll have to go with LeBron.
I give up. Kevin Harlan, take it away.
And now, your Washington Wizards starting five. And forward, number 42 from Brazil, Nene. At center, number 4 from Poland, small forward position, 6 feet 7 inches, number 34, Bob Is. At guard, number 3 from the University of Florida, Bradley Beal. And your point guard, number 2 from the University of Kentucky, John Wall. Your head coach is Randy Whitman.
It's Eastern Conference time for the traveling Milwaukee Bucks today. We're at the Verizon Center where the Wizards will try to turn it up on their home floor. Hi, everyone. I'm Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Happy to have you along for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Tip-off goes to Milwaukee. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. On the court for the Bucks, Ilyasova and Sanders in the middle. At the 2 and the 3 are Mayo and Parker. And it's Knight in at the point guard. A three-pointer off the mark. And Washington has possession. Wall dishes to Gortat. To the inside. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. That's on O.J. Mayo.
Well, you saw it a little at the back of his rookie year, and he continued it last season. Brad Beal, he's going to be a dynamic scoring guard in this league.
And Bradley Beal listed at 6'5" in his shoes, but he plays bigger.
Yeah, he's from a football family. He'll throw his weight around to get a rebound. He still needs to work on getting to the basket. And I think this guy has a tremendous future.
Well, the Bucks last season with one of the worst records guys in the NBA, almost despite themselves.
Yeah, a rare high draft pick for a team that's never shown much appetite for rebuilding. Now they find themselves with some gifted young talent.
And both free throws good for Beal.
Well, the question for the Bucks is this. I mean, will they feature those young players and then, in turn, by doing that, maximize their development? This has been a team that's been stuck on the treadmill of mediocrity for decades now, it seems. a chance presenting itself to go young and build something special. Will they have the patience and foresight and fortitude to do that? We'll see. I think they do, though. I think they'll be able to stay the course.
And the rejection by Gortat. And here we go. The Wizards fast break. And not going to let him get that easy dunk. Defense stopping the easy two, but a foul called and a trip to the free throw line instead.
Yeah, the Bucks have locked themselves in with some veteran contracts. I'll be interested to see how they balance minutes. Do you go young and look ahead, or do you put your best talent on the floor? Not an easy call.
First free throw is good.
John Wall is becoming very efficient running the pick and roll. He's got a nice pull-up from the right elbow if the defender decides to sag off or go under the screen. And if they play up on him, he can blow right by him. So because of his finishing ability, that's a tough cover.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. And Wall has some good big men to work with running that pick and roll. Nene, very mobile. Steve, a great finisher.
Yeah, and of course, Marcin Gortat spent a couple of years running the pick and roll with Steve Nash in Phoenix. So, you know, he's had some pointers for Wall, too. All in all, you love to see the chemistry that has developed between all those players.
Now, here is Knight. From deep, Ilyasova. Rebound by John Wall.
Boy, but he was close, Kevin, to making the defense pay for lackadaisical coverage there.
Yeah, he had a really good look. I mean, he'll knock that down more often than not.
Wall with it. He's guarded by Knight. Wall, that's good. Wall's got 5 now.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Milwaukee's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Ilyasova sets a screen for Knight. And Ilyasova kicks to Knight. There's Parker with the 3. The shot no good. And it's Washington the other way.
Still looking for that first hoop. 0-4 now.
Gortat, the pass to Beal. Outside, Wall. Clock at 6. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. He has 7.
It's going to be tough for the defense today. If he's got his A game rolling here tonight, we'll see.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. On defense, Washington. Mayo dishing to Knight. Ilyasova sets a screen for Knight. Out to Parker. Back to Knight. Passes to Parker. Bucks passing it around. Just 5 on the clock. They need this one. Milwaukee, no good that time either.
Still looking for their first basket. 5 misses to start the game.
For the past few seasons, the Wizards have been making trades almost every season, but they stuck with their roster last year, and Clark, it paid off.
It sure did, Kevin. You can see how they continue to grow into a really tight-knit, cohesive group over the season, and that always makes a difference.
Pushing their lead to double digits. And that's now 9 points for Wall. Bucks trail by 11. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. It's Parker with the drive. Here's Sanders. And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. The Bucks shooting their first free throws of this game.
Larry Sanders taking 2 shots.
First one falls for him.
Larry Sanders, mostly an at-the-rim finisher to this point in his career. He can complete plays off pick and rolls. His explosiveness, his length, I think really allows him to throw it down over the top of defenders.
he can't hit the second. Wizards leading by 10. Outside, Wall. Pierce kicks to Nene. And the layup's good off the glass.
And for Larry Sanders, you know, he's not the most effective player in isolation situations, but supposedly he's been working to expand his offensive repertoire, focusing on his mid-range shot and driving to the basket. We'll see if the fruit shows up in his work.
Here's Knight. Following the basket by Nene. Sanders with a screen on Wall. 6 on the shot clock. A nice shot by Knight.
Boy, that was a strong pick by Sanders.
And it's Washington's ball. They're on a 13-3 run. And Larry Sanders might be best served working on his free throw shot, Steve, shooting under 60% for his career and well under 50% last season.
No question. But, Kevin, I think the Bucks, first and foremost, they hope he can recover his shot blocking form and rebounding from 2 seasons ago. That's what they really need out of him.
Now here's Parker. Nene unable to get his shot to go. Parker kicks to Ilyasova. A second chance effort, and Sanders lays it in. Sanders has got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Bucks. The Wizards have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Nene, right side. Wall against Knight. Now here's Beal. He's covered closely, and he gets it to go.
They've built a big lead here early.
Both defensively and offensively. They've been terrific right from the tip.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
Well, he's watching his club miss a lot of shots that they normally make, and that has to be frustrating. So I think he's going to call this timeout just to try to see if they can be more aggressive, get them to the free throw line.
Sometimes that's the best solution for them, but ultimately I think they'll be able to shoot themselves out of this slump. But in the meantime, maybe getting to the free throw line will help.
And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. DeJuan Blair, he's checked in for Gortat. Humphreys comes in for Nene. Otto Porter Jr., he's checked in for Pierce. And Miller's subbed in for Bradley Beal. Here's Walters. Here's Middleton. Antetokounmpo passes to Walters. 5 to shoot. From the right block, the shot is good. Wizards leading by 8. Blair, the screen. And Wall. Here we go now. Excellent use of the screen that time. Wall's got 11 points.
Such a great start for him. 4 for 4 already. He could be on his way to a big game.
It certainly looks that way, Steve. His energy level has been terrific right from the opening tip.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Miller outside. And here's Wall. 11 points in the game. Porter in the corner. Back to Wall. Out to Miller. Three-pointer. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And after just 1 quarter of play, a double-digit differential on the scoreboard. Wizards out front. They're up by 10. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And when you consider how the Wizards are doing, Stephen Clark, your thoughts?
And I thought the defense was key here for this club. They really tightened up and made it difficult on their opponent.
How about the help on the drives and rotations? I mean, they've really been in sync as a unit.
Wizards leading by 10.
Well, the Bucks combination of John Henson, Larry Sanders, and Giannis Antetokounmpo, a combined wingspan of over 22 feet. That's some terrific defensive potential with that group.
On the court for Milwaukee here in the second, we've got Antetokounmpo. Walters out there with Jared Bayless. Then it's John Henson, and it's Middleton in at the power forward position. Bucks trail by 10. And Walters kicks to Antetokounmpo. And it's Miller penetrating. The shot from the low post is good. Miller's got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for Washington. Well, for the Bucks, you talk about Henson and Sanders and Giannis. All have shown some great signs early in their career, Steve, with the Bucks.
Yeah, at times it can be tough to predict which way the Bucks will go, but those three seem like an exciting foundation for the future.
Henson's shot is off. Here's Washington now. The 12-point lead, their biggest of the game. It's Wall with the drive. Now Blair, quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Shot clock at 5. Out to Miller. And that one's on target from the wing.
Beautiful feed off the bounce to his teammate there. Nicely done.
Bucks trail by 14. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Here's Antetokounmpo. And Walters kicks to Bayless. Rebounded by the Wizards. And it's Miller penetrating. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Andre Miller with 15 seasons under his belt. He says he thinks he could play until he's 40. And I'll tell you, with his style of play, it doesn't seem like a stretch. He's low to the ground. He plays with a craftiness that really doesn't require a ton of speed.
And Andre Miller is really a crafty ball handler. It's amazing the numbers he's produced over his career without being a high flyer, without being super fast. What he is highly skilled, smart, tough, durable, uses changes of speed, and the strength he has served him well as a post-up guard and also in being able to play through contact in the lane.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Gortat's checked in for Blair. Nene comes in for Chris Humphries. Paul Pierce is checked in for Porter, and Beal subbed in for John Wall. Both shots good from the stripe. Steve, you talk about Miller's strength and his deceptiveness. One of the best post-up point guards in the NBA.
Yeah, maybe the best over the course of his career. He's got that little bank shot from the mid-post, unbelievable footwork and spin moves. He's got all the tricks in his book.
Two minutes now played in the second quarter. Bucks trail by 16. Ilyasova sets a screen for Knight. Kicks to Ilyasova. That's good. The assist that time from Knight.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Now here is Miller. 6 points for him. Nene with the screen on Parker. Pierce dishes to Nene. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
One of the oldest plays in basketball made that dunk possible.
That's right. A terrific screen right there, Steve. Allowed him to lose his man and rock it to the rim.
Well, don't you love to see players working together? That fundamental play. Fun to watch.
Oh, Maestro. He is so good at making those lead passes. Like conducting an orchestra.
Nene setting the pick for Miller. Outside, Pierce. Pass to Beal. Just 5 to shoot. The Wizards need to get a shot off here. Gortat misses. Bucks trail by 14.
Wizards forced their way into the playoffs last year, but they could have been a lot better at home as they left a lot of wins on the table last season.
And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Well, thank you, Kevin. Giannis Antetokounmpo's guard skills belie his height, which is approaching 7 feet. Coach Jason Kidd said he's literally growing. When you see him in the open court, that's where he's at his best. He reminds me of a Scottie Pippen, kind of a magic guy who can find the open teammate. He's very comfortable with the ball in his hands. Guys?
He's got the length factor to be sure. Thanks, Doris. So timeout called here. The first for Washington.
And as you said, the Wizards were fairly ho-hum at home last season, just 22-19 at home, and I think they certainly can improve upon that this year.
Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. And it's Miller penetrating, and the foul called on Andre Miller. That's his first foul.
Great defense. He anticipated the play and got there first.
Yeah, I think he got there in time. Nice play.
Bucks trail by 12. Knight with it. Mayo with a screen on Miller. Here's Knight. Sanders trying to get open. Misses the finger roll. Touching again, guys, and the Wizards at home. They actually had the worst home record of any team that made the playoffs last year.
Well, they were able to toughen up and play better at home during the playoffs, but still, it was a shock to see how middle of the road they were in this building last year.
5 to shoot. Beal, the pass to Pierce. The train. And the basket good. Pierce has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
You know what, guys? He can really light it up from the perimeter at times.
Sanders sets the screen for Knight. Outside Mayo. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. And let's take a moment, guys, to get your take on the scoring so far for the Wizards.
They're making a concerted effort to get to the free throw line in the first half, guys. And they're cashing in.
You know, it also hasn't taken them long to make their mark in the paint. I mean, they're doing a lot of their scoring from in there.
And no good on the technicals, so unable to pick that one up.
It was predicted by many, and I count myself amongst those who felt the Wizards would take a nice step forward and be one of the surprise teams in the East, and they certainly didn't disappoint.
Now here's Ilyasova. Mayo kicks to Ilyasova. Can't hit from in close. Wizards leading by 15. Gortat inside. And stolen by Knight. The finish. Rips down the breakaway slam. That could give him a huge injection of energy, Clark.
And Kevin, that's exactly what they need right now. They've got to close the gap.
Forget about that for a second. How about the burst to the bucket for a point guard? Boy, he can power those down.
So it's Washington now after the basket by Milwaukee. 6 to shoot. Here's Beal. 11 feet out and he hits it. Beal's got 6. Wizards, guys, ended 5th in the conference. As you guys are talking about, a lot of people called that heading into the season. That was their projection for it.
Well, injuries derailed their 2013 campaign, Kevin, and they just seemed like a team ready to break out, and break out they did. I mean, 33 wins against the rest of the East. They jumped into that playoff picture.
Here's Mayo after the made shot from Bradley Beal. A shot by Knight, no good.
Well, he hasn't had much success shooting the ball, but it's not too late for him to get it turned around and start contributing.
Here's Nene. That's in, coming off an assist for Miller. 6 points for Nene.
Ah, the turnaround jumper. That was a thing of beauty.
Now, here is Knight. Fires for 3. And yes, sir, that one drops. And the first half is now in the books. Wizards lead by 14. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Bradley, it certainly seemed to be a focus of this team to have a strong first half, which you did. Is this type of intensity something that coaches made a priority?
Yeah, most definitely. We wanted to hit them first. We weren't going to check any temperatures, as he said, so we were not going to just let guys do what they want to do. We're going to come out and be their aggressor, and we did that.
Well, you imposed your will, Bradley. Thanks for the time. Guys?
Okay, Doris, much appreciated. And now for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway. And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. An exceptional performance from John Wall.
He went off in the first 2 quarters, guys, as he's capable of doing. We might see some changes here in the defensive approach they use on him in the second half.
Yeah, they've got to make some sort of change. I mean, they can't let him continue to torch him like he has been.
Wizards leading by 14.
Bucks obviously did not have a great season on the court, but off the court there was some big news as the franchise was sold last April.
Wall and Beal together in the backcourt. Nene down low with Gortat. And it's Pierce in at the 3 slot. That's the 5 on the 4 for the Wizards.
Well, plays like that, hustle plays on the glass and then staying with it, being active, it really caused some problems for that defense.
And with the Bucks and their sale, new ownership, what is important is that you notice that it's a local group and they're continuing to really get their tentacles within the community.
Well said, and that's always helpful when you have ownership that's there, present, and invested in the local community. And there was a lot of fear in Milwaukee that the team could be on the move, but those fears will put to rest.
Trying to add a few more points to their lead.
Simply need to just stay the course, Kevin. That's it.
It's been a good course so far.
Yep.
Gortat with a screen on Mayo. Here's Beal. Rebound by Ilyasova.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Now here's Sanders. Mayo kicks to Knight. Back to Mayo. 5 on the clock. Yes, and Knight with the assist that time. Knight's got 4 assists now tonight.
Oh, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
Beal with a screen for Wall. Off the screen. That's good. Wall's got 13.
Boy, they look helpless defensively.
Bucks trail by 13. Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
For a lot of players, leading comes naturally, but for John Wall and the Wizards, his teammates had to goad it out of him in order for him to start leading the way. When he did embrace that role, it did wonders for the franchise.
The Bucks making a switch here. Henson's checked in. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Thank you, guys. I got a chance to hear what Randy Whitman was saying to the team. He wants them running a disciplined, organized offense with an emphasis on setting screens and creating open shots on the floor for their shooters. Something else he mentioned is that he's giving them the green light on offense. He wants to see a high volume of shots. Probably a good time to make some changes with a good chunk of the second half still to go, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris. Washington calls timeout.
Bucks were in the cellar last year for the East as well as the whole league. They just acted as the doormat for the rest of the conference.
Wall against Knight. Gortat with a screen on Knight. And Wall kicks to Beal. Nene setting the pick for Beal. And again, Washington with the triple.
Well, for the Bucks, it didn't help that they were in one of the tougher divisions in the Eastern Conference, but you also have to factor in the youth of that team. still hard to accept being as bad as they were.
And here is Parker after the three-pointer from Bradley Beal. 6 to shoot. From past the arc. Parker's shot is off. Wizards leading by 14. And with the Bucks and the East, really, Steve, it was because they struggled against the rest of the conference that they ended in the summer.
Well, no doubt that it was a rebuilding year for them last season, and will continue to be like that, but you would hope the Bucks can fight their way out of the bottom of the East this year.
Now, here is Knight. After Gortat's miss, Parker dishes to Mayo. Back to Parker. Now the feed to Knight. Tries it from 19. And again, it's Milwaukee converting.
Well, they found the touch here in the second half from the field, and everything else we talk about, folks, rebounding, defense, all of that, this game is still about making shots. You got to put the ball in the basket. That's the bottom line. And they found a way to do it here in the second half.
Here's Nene. Brandon Knight picking up that last basket. No one near Wall as he lets it go. Wall missing again. Bucks trail by 12. Knight passes to Mayo. Knight against Wall. They double him with Wall. So it's Washington now. Wizards leading by 12. And Nene has it in the corner. He kicks to Beal. Now here's Wall. 13 points in the game. Just 3 to shoot. And he gets it to go from the high post. Wall's got 15.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Knight kicks to Parker. From 12 feet out. And another basket for Milwaukee. 1:12 left to play in the third. Wall against Knight. Pass to Pierce. There's the dish to Nene. Knight passes to Parker. Yes, and Knight with the assist that time. Parker's got 4 points in the quarter.
They'll take as many of those looks as they can get.
Wizards leading by 10. Gortat with a screen on Knight. Outside, Wall. Gortat with the screen for Wall. There's the pass to Gortat. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Wall. Milwaukee with the rebound.
Well, he did have a three-pointer in the first half, but so far here in the second, he's come up empty.
Here's Mayo. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Mayo's got it back down to single digits for Milwaukee. For Washington, they've gone a somewhat subpar 4 of 10 on their shots in the second half so far. And Wall. Here we go now. Here's Beal. He's got 9. Buries the long-range jumper. Beal's got a pair of threes now here in the third for the Wizards. And here is Knight. And released it in time, but it's off the mark. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Wizards out front. They lead by 11. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. And now we present our State Farm assist of the game. With 5 total assists in the game, we've seen some great passing tonight from Brandon Knight.
And his passing ability is why they make sure the offense runs through him on a regular basis. Great assists like the one we just saw.
Bucks trail by 11. And Milwaukee looking at who they've got. Up front, you have Ilyasova and Henson. Antetokounmpo out there with Kendall Marshall. And it's Middleton in at the 3. Now, here's Marshall. Ilyasova sets a screen for Marshall. 6 on the shot clock. He dishes it to Middleton. From the wing. That one wide left.
Well, as far as jump shots go, that's as high percentage as it gets.
I'm not sure how that didn't go down.
Now Marshall. Ilyasova sets a screen for Marshall. Here's Middleton. Gets it to go from 8 feet. Middleton's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Bucks. Wizards leading by 9. And we've played through about a minute here in the fourth. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for Washington.
How about the 3-point shooting we're seeing so far, guys? Amazing.
Well, you've also got to love how aggressively they've taken that ball to the basket and scored off dribble penetration. Well, how about John Wall in this one? He has 18 points, and he's chalked up 1 3-pointer on the day as well.
Yeah, a lot of times he's one of those players who can get hot and stay hot from the 3-point line. So I look for him to continue to search for shots out there.
Shot clock at 6. Feeds to Middleton. But Trey, the shot is off. Now Washington takes it the other way. 17 points was their biggest margin. Just over a minute and a half played here in the fourth. Wall draws the double. And so it's Milwaukee with it. Bucks trail by 12. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Marshall dishes to Antetokounmpo. Ilyasova, a screen on Porter. Antetokounmpo kicks to Ilyasova. Down to 5 on the shot clock.
Yeah, he got whacked. Shouldn't be much debate on that one.
Yeah, that was as straightforward as it gets, guys.
Shooting from Milwaukee, Ersan Ilyasova. 2 shots.
The first one falls.
Ersan Ilyasova struggling through a rough season in 2013-14. Probably the worst shooting of his career, really. And his rebounding also fell off. Those were the strengths of his game. He's got to find it again. He's got to bring that effort and energy back to the game.
And both free throws good for Ilyasova. Wizards leading by 10. Miller with the ball. Humphrey sets a pick for Wall. Wall draws the double. Porter passes to Wall. 6 on the shot clock. Puts it up from 12. It's blocked, and the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. For the Wizards, Gortat has come in for DeJuan Blair. And Beal subbed in for Miller. And Milwaukee also making a switch. Larry Sanders is checked in for Henson. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. And Ilyasova with a big contract now. He's had 2 very good seasons over the last couple years.
And Kevin, you know the question will be, was that the high water mark for his career, or can Ilyasova find a way to get back to that level of production? Time will tell.
Such a solid performance for them inside. The rebounding has been terrific.
Yeah, that's just one of the few things that have gone their way today.
Now here's Wall. Drops in the layup for 2. Wall's got 9 points now in just the second half.
You know, they've been able to depend on his offense all game long, guys. He's drained a lot of shots out here.
And between now and the horn, Steve, the ball should be in his hands as much as possible if they want to continue to build this lead.
And here's Ilyasova outside. Beal pulls it in. Wizards leading by 12. side, Wall. Gortat with the screen for Wall. There's a screen by Gortat. Wall dishes to Gortat. Back to Wall. He feeds it to Porter. Clock at 6. Here's Humphries. Rebound by Marshall. Bucks trail by 12. Dishes to Ilyasova. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Ersan Ilyasova in his 7th season with the Bucks, the only player drafted in 2005 who's still with his original team. Growing tired of the team losing, it's rumored that, well, last season anyway, he asked for a trade.
That free throw, no good.
And the Bucks have only managed one winning season since Ilyasova joined the team. Easy to understand why he'd be frustrated. He said it always seems like the team is starting over.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Nene, he's checked in for Humphries. And Pierce subbed in for Porter. Milwaukee also making some changes. Parker's checked in for Chris Middleton. Mayo comes in for Antetokounmpo. And Knight subbed in for Kendall Marshall. And as much as Ilyasova might welcome a change of address, his play, Steve, fell off last season, perhaps making it harder for them to trade him.
Well, I heard there were offers and the front office was receptive, but apparently he was a favorite player of ownership and a feeling upstairs that he's a star in the making and a big factor in keeping him around.
John Henson's checked in for Ilyasova. Beal with it. Now Mayo defending. Beal can't get it to go. Bucks trail by 11. Parker drives in, and the shot falls short this time.
Well, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
Here's Wall. He sinks the 11-footer. Wall's got 11 points here in just the second half. Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. They're down by 13. 1:37 left in the fourth quarter. .37 left in the fourth. Sanders with a screen on Wall. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Well, good idea setting that screen, but the execution wasn't there.
No, it sure wasn't. I mean, you want it to be hard, but it also has to be legal.
There's a minute 34 left in the fourth quarter. And Beal kicks to Wall. And it's Beal in the corner. Shot from 12. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. 14 points here for Beal.
Well, what we saw here tonight is one team just had everything going for it, and the other did. Huge margin of victory for the Wizards.
And Clark, their hard work on the glass paid off.
You know, they both are excellent rebounding teams. I thought it was a tough battle underneath both ways.
And you have to look back at this and see what a huge game it's been for John Wall. He was doing everything right, and the points seemed to come in bunches. He definitely had the hot hand.
And so it's Milwaukee now. And Sanders kicks to Mayo. The shot no good.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
Well, they've done a lot of things right, but I agree with you, Clark. Their rebounding is right there at the top of the list.
Sanders sets the screen for Mayo. And it's Parker in the corner. Traps in the tray.
You know, the defense didn't exactly try to fight around that screen, and that's why it turned into the easy basket.
Clark, they're in good position here to ride it out.
Yeah, they certainly are. I mean, if they just play smart right here, Kevin, this game's pretty much over.
Now here's Wall. It's Beal on the wing. Shot clock at 6. Passes it to Pierce. Shot, high post. Another one falls for Washington.
They didn't take their time wrapping this game up. They pretty much did it in a hurry.
Yeah, they had a nice spurt to polish this one off.
Kicks to Knight. Outside Mayo for the three. And again, Milwaukee with the triple.
For three.
There's 10 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Outside, Wall. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you ask?
And now we send you down to Doris Burke courtside, who's with our Jordan player of the game. Doris?
Yes, I'm here with John Wall, and congratulations, John, on the win. What's the key to a performance such as this?
Well, man, we do a good job of helping. We know it's not one-on-one matchups. We do a good job of helping, and that's our job, is to come out here and play. And the way we play here, man, is we got to find a way to play on the road.
Solid team basketball, John. Thank you so much. Guys, over to you.
Thank you, Doris, for that. And now for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan saying see you next time as we present our Jordan player of the game, John Wall.